Gamers, we're back at it again. Hopefully this time my voice is a little bit clearer and stuff. I know I had a complaint in my last video that my voice was cutting in and out. My boy Hednar helped me with some settings, so hopefully that's fixed. A little bit different this time, and this is actually a trade build. There's some friends that wanted to play with me, and even though I'm in trade, I didn't really trade. The boys hooked me up. They wanted to see the build. I'd mentioned the build idea to them both. It's a Warbringer using the bone spell skills. But before I actually get into the build, I want to shout them both out. So it's my boy Hednar. Some of you have probably seen him. Does some great builds, one button builds. Jonathan's going to nuke him next patch. Can't wait. But yeah, he doesn't play meta builds really. He made some very, very unique builds. Him and I knock heads together about a lot of builds and stuff. Helped your boy out with some currency to buy some items because I'm not into trade. I don't want to sell items and stuff. Mighty Mouth DFT also bought me some of the bigger ticket items, hooked me up with a lot of stuff. So a big shout out to the both. I appreciate them. I'll link their YouTubes in the description. If you could hit those guys up with a sub. They both stream too. Mighty Mouth on YouTube and Ulf streams on numerous platforms. I'm not going to link them all, but they're all in his bio and his YouTube. But yeah, check those boys out. They're good guys. But yeah, anyway. The BoneBringer. What a name, huh? So yeah, the idea was we go Warbringer, easy block chance with the shield because Chernobog has a low block chance. We don't want to waste loads and loads of points to get to cap. Break armor, more damage with physical, even though it ends up like a 50-50 split of fire and physical. But yeah, I'll show you some footage. I've got this map and then a tier 3 Zesh. I did try a tier 4 Zesh, but with the channeling time on this build, like I just at the end, I think I made some mistakes going in there with Eternal Youth. I think it would be better for to just have normal energy shield recharge for better sustain. And yeah, this build is so good at mapping. Extremely tanky. In PoE, I have a 28,000 DHP. Most builds I see and look at, they're like 10, 15k. It just walks through maps. Nothing really does like massive damage. Like obviously big slams and stuff, it doesn't. But having block on a ES build, which obviously has a large EHP pool, we have Jade as well, which even though the active ability of Jade doesn't do anything, we have the 10% physical damage reduction at all times. Yeah, it's just such a smooth, fun mapper. It's on par mapping wise with the Invoker that I did. Cast on crit, it's just, yeah, this one's DD. Like the amount of DD procs we're getting constantly, like delirious maps. Like I've done some crazy maps with Mighty as well, with breaches, so many mobs that the screen starts freezing and stuff. Like this build never died. It's I'm a hardcore player at heart, right? Like I like to build sturdier characters than probably what most softcore players do, but I know a lot of people don't believe in defenses, but you know, I also see a lot of people complaining about XP loss and stuff when you die. So maybe think about defenses a little bit more. But yeah, this literally it. You just walk through the map, hitting the bone cage. Now and again, you'll do a bone storm to kill a tanky rare. Bone storm is very, very strange ability. Sometimes it absolutely nukes. And then other times, like I feel like it does nothing. Like if the bigger the boss, the better the skill. So like bosses which are normally like horrible to fight, like the Forge boss or the Abyss boss, the Bone Titan guy from Act 3, whatever, I can't remember his name. Like those bosses feel really good to fight on this build, but like smaller bosses, it's just weird. Like I feel like the damage should be higher at times, but yeah, it is what it is. And also sometimes like I feel like it bugs out. Like you normally, if when you channel the Bone Storm, you have all the splinters are like in a straight line, but then sometimes they start like crisscrossing and stuff, and then they don't all hit. It's a buggy skill. Hopefully they fix it. Now, like single target wise, I don't think this is like better than a Lich or anything like that. The mana cost of these skills is insane, and I'm not even using like any plus skills on my offhand, obviously, because I'm shield. But yeah, it's insane. I had to put inspiration inside Bone Storm, and obviously like you lose damage doing that. But it is what it is. Like it's just so bonkers. I think the boss is going up now. Yeah. We have to do a switch on bosses because your mana just disappears if you have cast on crit. I think it's like you're still casting it. Very strange. Like this boss isn't that big. And it feels like I know the thing does like that time 500, first time 300. Like it doesn't quite make sense. Yes. Sync. We'll pull up the Zesht. It's only a 1-minute video. Here we go. Then I will go into game. I guess I don't delete bosses endlessly super fast like a lot of the broken builds do in the game, but I also don't play meta builds really. I like to just make builds that I have an idea for a build, it seems fun, think it could work, there's some synergies there, and I give it a go. See, like sometimes it's over 1 million, there's like 1.5 mil, other times does nothing. It's a weird skill. Yeah, Eternal Youth, I'm not sure. Like in boss encounters, it doesn't seem worth. But yeah, there we go. There's some showcases. I'll go in game and go over some stuff. Hopefully my mic is still going well. I really hope so. But yeah, this is level 93 Warbringer. We are elemental weakness capped, which I like to do, and it's so easy to do on energy shield builds because you just don't need the life and the stats, so it makes things much easier to cap. We have 200 mana regen, but we also get Arcane Surge on crit, plus we have over 300 mana regen, and it's still just so thirsty. 405 mana on Bone Cage, I don't know if you can see that, I hope you can, and 438 on Bone Storm. But if we use one of the, like, Virgin is an insanely good damage multiplier for this thing goes up to 752 mana a second. It's just bonkers. It doesn't feel sustainable. It's not nice. I hope GGG do something about things scaling only with plus skills. It's It's kind of annoying. It's kind of bad design in my opinion. And if they do want to scale, then they need to address mana issues, because I definitely tried to adjust it with gear and things on the tree and stuff, and it's still insane. Skill tree. BoneBringer, we take the break armor and can break below 0. I'm not sure how good this is. People have different opinions on it, but nothing else really made sense. Jade form, or Jade heritage, encased in Jade. 10% physical damage reduction, very nice. And then Renly's training makes any shield 40% base, which makes things much easier for us using Chernobog. We pick up wide barrier and the defensive reflex node. And I think we have block on 2 jewels. Yeah, 2 jewels. Because we're a max block build, sorry about that, I'm clearing my throat. Offensive stance, we anoint Lay Siege, 150% damage. Aspiring Genius, 10% to gain Arcane Surge when you crit. We crit all the time, so this is a lot. Arcane Surge, 10% more cast speed, and the mana regen, like, it's just needed. Like, it would be nice not have to use these, but it is what it is. Calibration wheel, it's energy shield and mana regen and increased max mana. Makes sense. All natural. This actually gave us quite a bit of damage because we, with the wand and Chernobog, we have a lot of like extra elemental damage, so it was worth. Jewels, we have some block jewels, and then energy shield, this one res, int, energy shield, crit chance, energy shield, cast speed, magnitude of ailments is whatever. Stun threshold, very much needed on CI build. CI makes us immune to chaos and bleed. So strong, feels very good. Crit chance, all this crit chance. The crit bonus damage doesn't matter because of our gloves. Eternal Youth. Just feels good for mapping, like not having to wait for recharge. In the boss situation, I actually feel like you should drop some points and then take this. But I didn't, I made that mistake. And then the monk, it's just skill speed, cast speed, crash and wave. When we crit, we deal a bunch of extra damage, and then yeah, more energy shield. The next point would be this, mana regen and movement speed. Point after that, maybe this. Not gonna, that would take us to 95. I don't think we'd be pushing any higher than that. Don't want to hit 100. +3 Prism of Belief, Bone Storm. This was cheap. It was 5 div. It really wasn't a big deal. I thought it would be way more, but yeah, only 5 div. There was some for cheaper, but you know, trying to get people to answer in trade. Imagine. So glad I'm an SSF player. Here, I don't know the prices of every single piece of this gear, because some was given to me, some was bought for me. The pieces I did buy, pretty cheap, but Mighty bought me this wand, he bought me the shield. I think this is nothing price-wise when I checked. I think they're going for like an Exalt. This wand, I would imagine, would be like 20 divs, maybe a bit more. But yeah, like I said, I can't really talk on every single thing. Helmet, just energy shield, res, crit chance. This chest piece cost me 2 divines, and the mana regen base is definitely needed. So obviously it's not the best space for pure energy shield, but 2 divines for this is very nice. I bought this amulet for 19 divines. Anything like that's like, I would like more spirit in the build so I could run mana remnants, because we actually ignite a lot, so we could benefit from it. But anything that's, I'm seeing like mirrors and stuff, so we take what we can get. this was basically just dexterity and res. It didn't cost anything. I think Ulf gave me this before I found it. I can't remember. Basically just to cover the gloves. Breach ring with big mana regen, fire and lightning, and double res. I imagine this is quite expensive. 10 div, maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not even going to talk about prices anymore, guys. It is what it is. Malagaros for the 300% bonus. You would just struggle for points to be able to like put points into enough crit damage. So I felt like this was the right play. Maybe it isn't, but strength to cover the shield, mana, double res, mana recovery from flasks. These boots, these cost me 5 divine. Just movement speed. Stun threshold's very nice. And yeah. Charms, stun charm, ignite charm, and freezing charm seem like the best ones. I would like a better flask than this. Like, I know you can get much higher. This was one I had myself, but you can get much higher. Invest in the best mana flask you can because the build's thirsty. Yeah, my life flask. Jewels, gems. Sigil of Power, we have it on weapon swap. Big damage increase. I mean, I can get to the 4 stages, 423k on Bone Storm. With break armor and things, yeah, it goes up. Although it's probably a bait. Wouldn't take too much notice of tooltips. Encasing Jade, we don't put anything in here. We don't have it on the bar because you get nothing because you don't have any life, but you do get the 10% physical damage reduction. Bone Storm, this is a 21. Inspiration, Heft, consider casting, pinpoint crit. Our crit damage bonus is 300, so this was made it easy just to get up to like 99% crit basically. It's easy, no-brainer. Arcane tempo for the cast speed. Bone Cage, Astral Projection, Spell Echo, Extraction. I wasn't sure if we'd be able to use this, but with CI we have 1 HP. Seems to work fine. Magnified effect for the area, and then ambush. It means we constantly crit on the first hit on like enemies that are full life, and we proc DDs very, very easily. Shield charge, martial tempo, ingenuity for the cooldown. Cast on crit, it's level 20, DD. I was running this at like max at one point. The mana is just too much to sustain with like you casting your spells too. Plus with all the plus skills, yeah, 10% physical damage on the DD is very nice. Impetus, increased energy, energy retention, spell cascade. It will make, that's why we have so many DDs going out. Clarity, because we need the extra mana regen. On bosses, we just take out the clarity and the blasphemy on, because for some reason, like, it just chokes your mana because it's still trying to cast this every time you crit. I think that's what's happening. That's what I heard. So yeah. Yeah. Softcore trade build. Who would have thought? I mean, even though I built it in softcore trade, it's still with hardcore in mind. I have died a couple of times, but obviously you play very differently when you're in softcore. I think I have one more build I might do in softcore and then go back to SSF, or, you know, wait for the new league. But the next build will be a Chayula Monk, I'm pretty sure. But yes, Guys, thank you very much. If you enjoy the content, please, you know, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit us with a comment. Just out here trying to hit that 500 subs. Help the boy out, help the kid out. Yeah, obviously, it's a bit crazy. You know, we've been gaming. We can't be stopped. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.